Yeah. For all my Ville niggas, man, on my Carolina lights off, man, all my real niggas, man. No matter where you come from,
we gonna call this shit right here, $1 in the dream.
$1 in the dream. That's all a nigga got. So if it's about that cream, then I'm all up in the spot. I was raised in the FA. Why nigga never gave me nothing? Pops left me. I ain't never cried, baby. Fuck him, that's life. And trust me, I'm living. Look what a nigga made out the shit that I was given. Look what a nigga came out. Mama sewing patches on my hoes. Man, our hoes couldn't put this flame out. Straight up, I got my back against the brick wall. I'm from a world where niggas never pop no crystal. It was pissed off. You pass through, you better pray them bullets miss y'all. I thank the Lord he let a nigga make it this far. A lot of niggas don't.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Ballin', what's good? XE, what's good? Yannick, what's good? See, late, yo. It don't seem like I'm late to me. It seems like I'm on perfect timing, because if I started earlier, I would have not been ready. And the best time is only the time when you're ready. So you know I'm locked in right now though. We got the Clippers versus Mavs game 1. I had to watch that off rip. I ain't gonna lie, I did not even peep no other games, bro. I did not watch no other games. I peeped box scores and shit. But even before any game was played, I knew Clippers Mavericks game 1 was gonna be the game I had to watch, because the way as to which they're gonna exploit mismatches every single game, right? And the way they're gonna be able to find advantages, take advantage of disadvantages throughout the entire course of the game. And I was like, bro, I gotta peep this shit. I gotta peep this. And so of course I may peep some other series, but I ain't gonna lie, just watching game 1, it really ingrained me in like what's the word for it? The almost story, you know what I'm saying? Like the plot of the series, of how teams are going to adjust game by game. So don't be surprised if I fuck around and just go Clippers Mavs, Clipper Mavs, Clipper Mavs, Clipper Mavs the whole time. Don't be surprised, but I don't intend on doing so. But it's a consideration. I'm really considering it. So we also gonna get started a lot sooner than we usually do, because although I did start slightly late, I'm gonna make sure I'm even more efficient when coming down starting the breakdown. And that's locked. What's good, Rail? What's good? I may peep the Discord a little bit right quick, but right after I peep the Discord, maybe like 15-20 minutes in, we getting straight to this breakdown. Let me make sure I even got this download and everything. Okay, I got everything good. I got everything good set over here. By the way, if y'all got any questions as I go throughout anything while we in this breakdown, or before I start stream, or before I start the breakdown, let me know. Let me know ASAP. I'm about to go peep the Discord right now. Oh, let me drop the Patreon link in here while you're playing. While you in here trolling. Hold on. Let me get this right quick. Any tips? Passes don't get deflected. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1 sec. Boom. Let me get that there. Let me sign the chat right quick. I'm gonna get to your question literally right after I put this down here, because this is where all the real gems occur. This is where all the real gems are. So if y'all got $13 a month, and if y'all want to invest into your game, invest into your craft, Patreon right there, top of the chat. I drop a breakdown, I drop on-court workout, I drop a weight room workout, and I may even drop some low-key shit throughout the course of the week as well. So at least 3 videos are dropping on there per week. 3 videos. So that all right there is pure gems. All that right there is pure gems. But you said, hold on, you said any tips so passes don't get deflected. I would say the most common thing and the first thing that comes to mind when you say deflected passes, especially in high school, is you throwing the pass that's too obvious, too often. Meaning that I got caught in that situation because I would always telegraph my passes, right? And so you got to kind of almost put yourself in the shoes of a defender, right? Like almost see yourself, right? If you got any film of yourself playing and you're throwing bad passes, what I want you to do is, instead of looking at you, look at the defender who was looking at you, and then from that point, figure out what it is that made them think that you're about to throw a pass and they can anticipate it, right? So if it was an off-ball player that anticipated that pass, or if it was the defender on the ball who was able to get into a lane like right in front of your face, right? Get yourself out of your shoes, be the defender, and understand things from their perspective. And if you do that, then it's going to be able to help you get rid of all your telltale signs, right? Maybe you just staring down too much, or your inability of, like, you know what I'm saying? Usually it's just staring down, honestly. Like, you always stare down this direction and then you just pass that direction. Makes it a little too easy. So, like, you kind of jump those lanes and shit like that. Or the person in front of you knows that you're about to pass the ball and you're super passive. So what you end up doing is some shit where, you're not no threat to actually go and attack or go and actually do something. So they just put an extra pressure on you to deflect the pass. But, yeah. Pass can't be lazy. That, too. You can't throw no weak fucking passes. Stop throwing weak passes. And if you can't throw with your offhand, that's probably maybe another reason why. And if you throw with your offhand, that pass might also be weak anytime you do it. I get hell steals just looking at the ball handler. They always look where they're going to pass. Exactly. Like, you could literally ask someone who gets steals, and then you could be like, yo, what allows you to get steals? Oh, I read this. Oh, so as an offensive player, I know exactly what not to do. You just flip, you turn the table. You know what I'm saying? You turn the table. And so essentially you're learning how to be a better offensive player by understanding what defensive players do. So that's another way. It's a hack, really. It's really a hack to get better. It's just a hack. Yo, what's good, Revert? What's good? You need to throw to open people. I mean, at the same time, you could say, only throw to somebody who's open, but you got to make sure that the person that you're throwing to gets themselves open. You know? Because it's not just your responsibility to throw to someone who's wide open, because the person who's going to get the ball has to make sure they get open. So that's where it has to be communicated. Like, yo, make sure that you make some contact and show a hand. You know? It'd be that simple. And y'all probably also have the same issue where if you're off the ball and your teammate is going to pass to you, they can't pass the ball to you because you don't give them a target to pass to. I'm telling you, bro, it really be some of y'all own's fault. We 7 minutes into the stream and we already dropping gems like that? That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all got to even understand. A lot of y'all be talking about something. Yo, they don't pass me the ball. You don't fuck with me. They don't fuck with me. Oh, I can't get the rock. You don't get yourself open. So why would I pass you the ball when someone's constantly playing that passing lane? I'm just going to turn the other way and go to the other side. Run the action to the other side, and so now you're going to be the person that's like the fourth option in that set instead of being the person to get that first touch. Y'all got to take accountability as well. Let me see. I think you got to get good at looking through your peripheral. Yeah, utilizing your peripheral is going to be what allows you to not look on passes, right? So just not literally, I'm gonna pass here. Being able to be here and just go like that. You know what I'm saying? You send something in workout logs? Me? Did I send something in workout logs? I'm about to peep the Discord right now. I'm about to peep the jump shot section, the film section, and then some other stuff. What do you think about Shai and his ability to score? What specifically about Shai and his ability to score? Because that's very broad. It's a very broad thing. But if something comes to mind about Shai and his ability to score, let me say this. If I had to literally say the first thing that came to my mind, it would be too many people think they play like Shai. Too many. I said this shit like a couple streams ago, but I still don't think people really understand like how it really looks like and what it feels like to actually play it or move like Shai. Because there's been a shit ton of people who come in my stream and be like, yo, I play like Shai, or I move like Shai, or I'm trying to get mid-range like Shai. But I'm like, you simply can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even make my content for the purpose of entertainment. I make it for the purpose of y'all getting better at the game of basketball in itself. So first and foremost, I'm not out here trying to correct NBA players. I'm trying to show y'all how y'all could learn from them, and not trying to be like, oh, he's doing this wrong. That's why he's bad. That's why he sucks. I'm just trying to show y'all the game in itself, and I don't give a fuck if any NBA player sees this or not. Because even if they do, they're probably going to get better. So, from that perspective about Shai, what it takes to be able to produce what Shai does, very few people got that. Very few people got that. And that shit is extremely difficult. Not even just from the you know what I'm saying, the God-given ability, meaning like the height and the wingspan and all the physical stuff, that's what you can't really teach. But from a physiological standpoint, in terms of his body control, his ability to shift his weight, his ability to get into low ranges and be able to stay controlled and stay fluid, be able to get in and out of those, ability to find balance. That stuff could be worked on. You could get it to an extent, but you can't do it the same exact way he does it. And I think a lot of people look too much on the outside and always see what someone else does and wish that they could do it themselves and try to do that, but they deprive themselves of what is really unique to them. So, a little tangent about that. What's good, P? What's good? Also, am I the only one that if my first shot is a miss, I won't be able to have a good game, but if my first shot is a bucket, I'll have a great game? That's a terrible mindset to have, George. It's a terrible perspective to have on first shot, your first shot going in or out, or going in or not going in. That's a terrible mindset because misses are a part of the game. Why does the first shot hold more weight than the second shot? Why does the second shot hold more weight than the third? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all a shot. And if you understand I'm going to miss shots, and if I just so happen to miss my first shot, then that's just what comes with the game. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to put so much weight on this first shot, it's a dumb thing to do because it's just another shot. And so it's a way mentally you probably trick yourself into having good games at times. So what would probably happen, or since you think that the result of my game is determined based upon the result of my first shot, you're going to now go into all those other shots depending on the result of that first and replicate exactly that. You're tricking yourself. Once you're able to break yourself out of that trick, break yourself out of that loop, that's when you're going to become consistent, right? And don't get it twisted though. There are going to be games when it's going to be tough, right? Where you may go 1 for 10, or you may be 1 for 9, 0 for 8. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand it's going to balance out because there's going to be a game where you go 7 for 8, maybe 8 for 8. You know what I'm saying? You won't miss a shot, or you may have a streak of games where you go 7 out of 10, 7 to 10, 8 out of 11, 8 out of 10. Right, but then there's going to be those games where your numbers do fall off, where they do drop off, and so you can't sit there and try to allow the results of the first shot to determine what's going to go on throughout the rest of the game. You can't do that. It's going to fuck your whole game up. Where was I at in the chat? Hold on, Rel. You said okay. Oh, boom, I was right here. People need to move off ball and read teammates well. That's another thing. That's Patreon shit right there. That's Patreon shit right there. That quad knee ISO is gold. I feel good after workout, which was rare for me. Rail, bro. Rail, you need to tell them. You need to tell them because I already know. I already know what the workouts do. I've been doing this for years. And as y'all as I've shown some of y'all, I done got my vert set up 7-8 inches. Off nobody program but my own. Off my own workouts. All that other stuff. No genetics, nothing like that, right? Hard work, studying, research. Real, you got to start telling them because they're depriving themselves of being able to reach a higher level. So you got to tell them. I already know the results. I'm picking the Pels. I'm picking the Pels pick over OKC. I ain't gonna lie. I thought about that too. Pels over OKC, possible because the experience. I think the Pelicans are a team that they have pieces. You know what I'm saying? They got pieces. It's just about Zion being able to stay healthy at the right times, especially because he just got hurt again, hamstring shit. But if you just look at the team without Zion, like they still be competitive. But like imagine you throw Zion in there, that series, Pelicans may have snatched that 1 versus 8 if Zion is healthy. I'm gonna keep it a bean. How can I separate myself from other hoopers while I'm a small guard? I want D1 offers, but I'm not tall, like 5'9". First things first, you gotta do, Yannick, is forget about trying to get D1 offers and all that other shit. You got to seek growth and just be the best player you could possibly be yourself, right? Seek growth on a day-to-day basis. When you try to attach yourself to a certain marker, meaning that being 5'9" and you're like, oh, I only want to get D1. It's D1 or bust. That is not true. We need to start debunking whoever begins to think that it's D1 or bust when it comes down to being able to play pro, because it's simply not. There's more players. There's a shit ton of players. Let me say this. There's a shit ton of players who probably didn't even go D1, who didn't go this 5-star McDonald's All-American, oh, I got a whole bunch of followers type route, and are successful. There's more of those people who are successful who didn't do that than the ones who did go through that. And so you trying to do exactly what the people have done that you glorify, that shit's only gonna hurt you, because if you look at the longevity of their game, they got nowhere. All the players you see in high school, how far have they gotten? Nowhere. It's very few that actually get somewhere. Very few. And so if you're trying to compare if you want to have the same process as them, the same results as them, should by means go that way. But if you're on a long journey, if you're on a longer road, it's going to teach you all the necessary lessons you need, show you all the growth that you need to be able to stay in the game for a long time. So first and foremost, get rid of that D1 stuff. And if you want to be able to separate yourself, find joy within the game on a day-to-day basis. Find love within the game on a day-to-day basis, and just seek growth. Everything you do is going to impact how great you're going to become. So understand that. 5'9", whoever in here, I've seen someone just said 5'7", but yeah, all small guards, y'all got to simply fall in love with the game and only seek growth. Just seek growth, and I promise you're going to end up putting yourself in a position to where you should be, right? Where you're here to be, and not want to be somewhere where someone was. Shai's able to use his body, create space, plus threatening people with this first step. OKC's inexperienced, so they could establish a safe lead. Next year, it would be different. Yeah, next year, we'll see. I think a lot of their, in terms of really being competitive, a lot of their growth is reliant upon the growth of Jalen Williams and Chet, because Jalen Williams is the number 2 scorer, right? But if he could get himself up from like 18 a game or so, wherever he was at this year, to like low mid 20s, like I'm talking like 22, 24 a game, you know what I'm saying? Like, he needs to be in that range, and then Chet also needs to be 20 plus. If they both get themselves to 20 plus, then this is going to be a real tough team to guard. They're just going to have to become more consistent, more established, more skilled and smarter on the offensive side of the ball. So, Dylan, you say you sent me a DM. I ain't gonna lie, I got a shit ton of DMs. It's gonna be hard for me to be able to filter through in and out of all of those. It's gonna be hard for me to filter. Where was I? I'm 5'7". I like to get to the mid range. Should I be? And what should my go-to moves to get to my spots? At 5'7", playing in the mid range, I'm telling you automatically now it's gonna be tough, because you're playing in tighter quarters, meaning that defenders are gonna be closer to you, because now you're closer to the basket. And now you're getting into help defensive range, and so now you're gonna have to try to find little gaps and shit. So it's gonna be, you may be able to get it off now, say if you're in middle school or high school or some shit, right? But like, if you really want to be able to, you gotta understand, if you want to build your game, you don't build your game for where you are now. You want to build your game for where you want to be, right? So you gotta understand that even if I'm 5'7" now, and if I want to be able to play after high school, you know what I'm saying? I got to build my game and make sure that know that I'm going to be playing against players who are taller, players who have more length, players who are stronger, faster, quicker. And so, or maybe not quicker in certain respects, but you got to make sure that you build your game around being oriented towards that. So think about that as well. And is mid-range really what you need? No, I agree. I don't think many can mimic what Shai does. Bro, you don't got to put no glaze in front of shit. That phrase is just, people who say, oh, you're glazing, or no glaze, or shit like that, right? We're like, oh, you meat riding. I hate how often people use it, because a lot of people will simply use that just to write off when someone's speaking about something of substance. Especially like even when it comes down to some of the shit I say. When I say something that someone has never even thought of, they're like, yo, he's automatically glazing. Because you just don't want to think to that capacity. And I'm like, all right, y'all got it. That's why I barely even be peeping comments. Like, be so many people just with that dumb mindset. It's just like, gang, you just not going to get better thinking like that for the rest of your life. Because you're going to think any sort of, what's the word for it? If you uplift a player in any sort of way, if you show that someone does something really good, or you show someone doing something that's bad, people are going to be like, oh, you're glazing. I'm like, bro, come on, man. You're not, that shit wild. Hey, if you say I'm going to get 75K this year, shit, I'm aiming for 100. I'm aiming for 100. By the end of the playoffs, by the end of June come around, I'm trying to tell you, I'm locked in right now. By the way, what's good, Hanif? Let me see what other people are saying though in the chat. Let me read through this right quick. I'm trying to get to the Discord. 10 minutes in the Discord, and we go right back to it. Every stream, there's 1K more subs. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Understand that the growth you see on my channel is a byproduct of how I live in the 24 hours throughout my day. It's not just the content I make. It's a 24-hour cycle. My heat are done. I'm trying to sim to the off season is crazy. Sim to the off season. He thought he was playing my GM. Thought he was playing my GM. JUCO is a good route in Division 2. Opportunity is a good route. It's not, you can't really put labels onto what level exactly you want to reach, except for you want to being the best level of yourself. That's the only marker y'all should set for yourself on a day-to-day and a long-term basis. You becoming the highest level, the highest version of yourself. Not, oh, I want to be able to get to this level of college. I want to get to this level, get to that level. No, the level you want to reach should be the highest level of you, which means you got to examine all your habits on a day-to-day basis. You got to examine all your forms of consumption. Not just talking about what you eat. I'm talking about what you hear. I'm talking about what you see. I'm talking about shit. Damn near even the things that you smell, right? Anything that will now become internalized within the body, y'all got to begin to put more weight on those things, and so you can operate at your highest level, right? Like, especially the things as to which you watch, especially the things as to which you hear, right? Because that shit could just change your entire course of your day, just depending on the things you're consuming, right? And don't even get me started on the nutrition part, because that's literally exactly what you're going to get out of your body. And so for me, literally something I would always make sure I constantly do is just analyze my forms of consumption. Really just what I'm eating, what I'm reading, or what I'm seeing, and what I'm spending my time on, what I'm hearing. Because all that stuff is going to influence how you operate on a day-to-day basis. So y'all got to understand that. But opportunity is the best thing. But where was I? Can someone teach Luka Doncic how to play defense? Hey, we about to peep Luka Doncic's defense, bro. We about to peep Luka's defense. But hold on. He started to try to play defense in the second half. I don't know if y'all watched the full thing, but he started to play some defense in the second half. I ain't gonna lie. I'm Pels fans. I had to put no glaze because I'm still not rooting for OKC. Okay. Since you a Pels fan, you was like, still regardless, you don't even got to say that. You just giving their team their respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'm a Magic fan, but I still know at the same time we playing the Cavs right now, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't think we got enough goddamn scoring to be able to beat the Cavs. I don't think we got enough scoring. We got Paula, we got Franz. After that, we don't got shit. We need more scoring. We need backcourt scoring. We just don't got it. We got Jalen Suggs. We got Gary Harris. Cole Anthony would be good off the bench if he had someone else in the backcourt, another wing he could be able to play off of. He'll be even better, let me say that. And he's kind of a little sporadic right now, you know what I'm saying? Not as mature, but it just is what it is. You got Donovan Mitchell, who's had a shit ton of playoff games. You got a number of guys that switch they even added to their roster. They got a shit ton of playoff games. You know what I'm saying? So it's just tough. It's tough, man. In your bag, should you have different moves going left or right? For example, it's more natural for me crossing left in between legs. For driving right, you should. Me personally, the way I perceive it is you should be able to do all your moves going both ways. And if you can't do it the same exact way, just because how your body will be angled, you need to find an alternative to that move. Something you could be able to replace, but still gets the same thing done. You know? So, for example, it's almost like a step back and a side step, right? You may be more comfortable stepping back to your left, but going to your right as a righty, I just got a side step instead of actually taking a step back. Because if I step back, my feet are going to be angled this way, and I shoot as a righty angled that way, right? And if my feet are angled this way, it's going to leave my shoulders this way, and it's going to make everything tough. Because I can't have my feet this way, my shoulders this way. That's uncomfortable. So, I think I move like Dame, but I'm not good at having a quick burst unless I focus on it. Then it's really good. Then you gotta get stronger. I promise you, if you get functionally stronger in low ranges, if you do the workouts I even post in the Patreon, ain't no problem getting quicker. I can't even. Bro, the amount of goddamn how much faster I got once I started functionally training for functional strength, like doing the workouts I be posting on my Patreon and all that little stuff. Like, it's crazy. I was even trying to get faster. I was trying to get bounce. And as a byproduct of changing my physiology, I got faster. And so now I'm like, yo, I'm really the speed of a point guard. And I don't even realize my speed. Like, I'll go and play pickup games, play 5-on-5. And I'm like, yo, toodles. Like, I'm gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's when I was hooping, it was like a couple months ago. I pulled up to the gym like it was like evening, so like it was really packed. There's mad people over there, and like I just realized I don't even have to get into like dribble moves. It's just like change pace, go. You know what I'm saying? Change pace with a regular dribble, go move, boom, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Like once I actually get low and get my angles, I'm like, dog, I didn't fucking know I'm this quick and relative to other people, because that's not how I came up and played the game. Like it's some shit I added while not actually playing organized. So like I'm still not fully hip to my full skill set, my full capacity, which is crazy. My Clippers Bucks final. Oh wow, Bucks finals pick is crazy. 2 a.m. Oh, you said it's 2 a.m. in India. Hey, at least you're up 2 a.m. absorbing great gems. At least you're actually doing something that's gonna help you learn something, and not just sitting here watching Netflix or some shit, watching bullshit YouTube videos. Need your trade for Simon, bro. If we got Anthony, bro, and he's from Orlando, that would be crazy. That would be too good to be true. How do you feel about your Magic? Like I said, P, we got no scoring, bro. We got no scoring. Why is James Harden playing like a 2018 again? Just wait till next game, bro. You don't know James. I'm sorry, bro. Just wait till next game, bro. Just give him a couple games, man. Give him a couple games, man. He's gonna go right back. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be James Harden gonna do James Harden. You know what I'm saying? James Harden gonna do James Harden. When James Harden have that shitty game and they lose, that's when Kawhi gonna come back. Cause I think the second that they lose is when Kawhi gonna come back. So if they do go up 2-0, they're gonna test the waters of game 3, no Kawhi. And then they're going to see, all right, game 4, should we bring him back? Or you should go ahead and bring him back game 3, so then you change up the whole dynamic when you go and play on the road for the first time. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to buy Kawhi sometimes. So, as a small point guard, how can I shoot against bigger players and get through traffic better? Sometimes you don't got to get through traffic. First and foremost, you don't got to get through traffic because you just passed the ball. I don't think you realize that. If you see someone else, if you see a help defender come over and close up a gap, there's no gap for you to get through. Pass the ball. Pass the ball. Pass the ball. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to try to get through that no more if they took it away. So that's the first thing. Shoot over bigger players. If you're in the paint, get a floater. If you're on the perimeter, learn how to get a good arc on your shot. Get a good touch on your shot. You may have to you're going to have to learn how to adjust that more often than other players will. How can I get better if I'm not really able to practice with a hoop? Dribbling. You don't need a hoop. You don't need a hoop to get better at dribbling. The way I improved my handle was by dribbling around the park. I just need a basketball. I need some concrete, slab of cement. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need an entire circle, entire park. You just need a slab of cement, man. I don't know. You got a slab of cement. When I do the lateral, start playing, my glutes is stiff and prevents me to lift my leg higher. Any advice? Prevents me to lift my leg higher. I mean, I would say then not to bring that leg up. Don't bring that leg up. I'll throw in some more variations on the Patreon, so there's just more of a diversity to it. So maybe just don't put that leg up, or maybe bring it up as high as you can. So, because that may be a hip stability, hip mobility issue. Harden playing well makes me happy, makes me smile. Tips on how to blow by heavier, stronger guards. Usually I would call for a pick, but I can't always do that. Maybe you're not supposed to always try to go and attack them. Maybe, I don't think some of y'all realize the answers to some of these times where you try to force shit is maybe you just don't try to force it. It's not the right time. If there's a time to do it, you'll see the opportunity and you'll go, right? So like, say you get the pass, and then the person who's a heavier, or what you said, the heavier, stronger guard try to jump that lane and miss the ball. Oh, now I could go. Right? Or maybe he picked up on me when I got the ball and he's just out of his base. He's not set ready to play defense. Then I go. Or the court is overloaded to my left, right? And I'm on that right wing, right? And now I don't have a corner person in that right corner. I could go hard to that side, right? I could lead him left, boom, I could get to that right side. And I'll probably end up pulling in help, and I'll probably have to kick out if necessary. If not, then I'll be able to finish at the rim or get to a float, some shit like that. Sometimes you just got to allow the flow of the game to present you an opportunity. And I'm going to talk about that in the first clip of the breakdown. First clip of the breakdown, I'm going to talk about that. Zubac to the XD Yao Ming. Yo, Zubac was cooking. Braun a Bucks fan and Braun staying on 16-0. I think you think the Bucks are going 16-0? You're definitely delusional. definitely delusional. James Harden get choking label even through in his prime. Kept losing the Warriors or Kawhi, but James Harden struggles in the third round. You do be struggling. It gets at that semifinals, conference finals. That shit get rough. That shit get tough. But if there's a team I want to see win a chip, it'll be the Clippers. Most definitely, it'll be the Clippers. Will the Lakers win tonight? If D'Angelo Russell decides to average 20 a game, the Lakers could win some games. I'm not saying they can win 4, but they'll win some. Unless D'Lo's going to be on that bullshit. D'Lo on that bullshit. He's the only thing stopping him from really being able to win games. All is based upon D'Angelo Russell. Everything D'Angelo Russell. I want to improve my basketball IQ. Should I watch more European games? It depends on the type of actual basketball you play in. So if you want to even just improve IQ in general, you're at the right place. You're at the right place. I don't try to force it, but if they play full court press and I don't get past them to bring the ball to the other side of off the court. Hold on, you said D'Lo has never been a playoff player? No cap. But you got to understand, I'm not saying they're going to win all games. I'm telling you they'll win some games. I'm not saying all, but some. Because if you're going from scoring 6 points, 8 points, 10 points, to then you give them 18 to 20, and everyone else is doing what they need to do, you're putting yourself in great position to win. Now we could say, when they play the Lakers, they're playing the score great. They're playing the score great when D'Angelo Russell is practically a non-threat because he's going to be bricks. You know what I'm saying? So Dennis Schroeder is better for the Lakers. He was tough for the Lakers. He was a good piece for the Lakers. No cap. I look, he may get into his breakdown right now. Let me open this up right quick. Close this down. Make sure everything is good on the stream. Stream is solid. All right, boom. We solid. We about to get this breakdown started super soon. I try to tell y'all, we about 30 minutes in. I ain't going to try to take too long. They will edge you out. No Diddy. I don't think that required a no Diddy. That was a little stretch of a little no Diddy right there. Matt Center should rethink his life decisions. You talking about Daniel Gafford? You talking about Gafford? They was getting cooked by Zubac. He getting cooked by Zubac, bro. Y'all ain't know Zubac got that little hook. Y'all ain't know about Zubac hook game, bro. Y'all ain't know about that. Y'all ain't know about no Zubac hook. Lakers fucked up by trading him in the first place. Lakers traded him to the Clippers. They stupid. Is it better if I optimize lift weights and do functional training because I still need to put mass since you said and you don't lift anymore? So you're saying prioritize what? Or optimize lift weights and do functional strength? I would say optimize definitely lifting, doing functional strength training. I would say do that most definitely. But you still got to make sure skill work is the most important. You post your jump shot. I got you right quick. What else? Oh, Maxi Kleba? Yo, Maxi Kleba dumb boo-boo. Maxi Kleba dumb boo-boo, dog. You know what I even realized? A lot of y'all work. I see why. I see why y'all can't shoot in games. Because that's not the speed of a game shot. Now, if you want to be able to improve the speed of that shot right there in itself, you got to literally just start shooting and just shoot. No dribbles, nothing excess, right? Learn how to start in your base, get here, and get up into a shot. But the thing is that when y'all try to shoot quick, y'all lose y'all fundamentals. So you got to slow down, think about all you're doing, and then get into a shot. But if you simply started yourself closer to the rim for a extended period of time where you're only starting close right in front of the rim and you form shot to where your body doesn't know anything else but to do what's right according to your body and your anatomy, then you could take these steps back and you could shoot quick because you know your body's going to only do what you taught your body to do. I'm trying to tell y'all got to start closer in. Build that shot, build those mechanics from there, then build the speed of it, then take those steps back so then your body only knows what to do that's right. So y'all got to understand. Inconsistent plays. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Maxi Kleber a couple years ago was knocking down shots. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was watching that shit. I'm like, bro, I thought he could shoot. I guess he ain't been in the gym. I guess he ain't been in the gym or some shit. Thank you for everything. No problem. It's my pleasure. It's my joy. It's my joy right here. I became a way better player in basketball when I actually started training for boxing. What did it teach you? Did it teach you movement? Because if it taught you movement, that's probably one of the most important things that does translate when you go into different sports. Teaches you a different type of coordination, different type of proprioception, all those little things that also translate to all games. But yeah, like I was saying with these jump shots though. Like I was saying with these jump shots. No need to work on jab step backs because that's not what you're going to get in a real game. You know what I'm saying? You see people do it, but I don't know. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to keep it a bean. I'm thinking back to when I was in high school, and I'm like, oh, I know I'm sorry. So, what do I got to do to get better? There's almost a lens I had on, right? Not physically, of course, but it was like a lens I put on, to where I thought everything I did looked like the people I always watched, because almost of self-entitlement, right? Almost of self-entitlement. But when I really decided to sit back and say, you're trying this shit and it's not working, I actually was able to take the lens off and be like, yo, you do not look like him when you do this move. We do not look the same. And so y'all got to take that lens off of saying, oh, this is just me. Oh, this is just how I do it. No, if you want to actually be able to do it as they do it, you got to get your body, you got to get yourself physically to a level to where you can do it. Right? But you don't naturally have that physical capacity, which is why you got to build it. And to build it, it takes discipline. Right? It takes a discipline. It takes also a structure of being able to work hard, being able to work smart, being able to remain consistent. Right? And all those gems to things like I'm talking about right now is in the Patreon on top of the chat. And so if you actually do want to be able to build those skills, you got to make sure you actually build it the proper way. Take that lens off and really compare yourself to the people as to what you try to replicate, and really say, do I look like that when I do this? You guys got to keep it that honest. Keep it that honest. Movement, conditioning, footwork, hand-eye coordination. Yeah, all the nuanced skills. You know what I'm saying? I need to find a word for it, but like generalized skills. You know what I'm saying? General skills. Let me say that. Just general skills. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. How should you lift different to lift like an athlete instead of like a bodybuilder? You train in ranges and you move in movements that's similar to what you need in basketball. So in the Patreon, for example, I'm not sitting here showing y'all how to do a snatch, you know what I'm saying, a snatch squat or whatever that should be, or any like how to get your max RDL or how to have the best bilateral squat. I'm showing y'all how to actually be able to play unilaterally, right? Showing y'all how to actually play in these low ranges unilaterally. Showing y'all how to utilize transverse rotation, right? Utilize trunk rotation. Get strong in that plane, because there's going to be a lot of turning and a lot of shifting like this, right? In time, when I begin to upload some upper body workouts, I'm going to show y'all how to gain shoulder stability. I'm going to show y'all how to gain upper body mass necessary for basketball. And then even just a little bit just for show muscle, right? The little things like that, improving mobility throughout your hips, internal hip rotation, having strong hips, hip flexors, abductors, adductors, all the things that even connect to that hip. There's so much things that go into it that's just so different from that if you try to just do that, it's not going to work when you go to basketball, because you're not training what you need. So a lot of stuff as well. Not reps over weight. Form and technique over reps and weight. Got it? You forgot one thing. Just times. You forgot one thing. Form and technique over reps and weight. That's the most important. Form and technique. I'm trying to shoot fast because I'm small. So if I take too many shots to shoot, or if I take too many times to shoot, tall defender will block my shot easily. So that's why. But you're not shooting fast though. You're not even shooting fast enough. That's what I'm saying. You're not even shooting fast enough. And you're shooting in shots as to which you don't even know when you will use them. Like if a defender, let's keep it a bean. If a defender was right in front of you right here on this move, they're not falling for that jab. You didn't create enough space on that step back, and now you're getting to a shot where your mechanics are off, right? Your bases are also already off. You don't have a established solid fundamentals and foundation for a jumper. So now you end up shooting that, and you're not going to take that step back shot that close to the rim in a real game. Are we playing basketball where the 3-point line is about 15 feet out? Last time I checked, we did not. You know what I'm saying? So you got to also understand that. And so you can't almost try to take these game style shots at a distance that's to which is not even going to be in the game. And the distance you are going to be in the game is not going to work. You said, where is this at? You said every time I go to the gym. Wait, hold on. You say that in every video? Damn, every time I go to the gym I hear your voice. Hold on. Look, it's a difference between just playing way too slow and playing at your own pace, right? Playing at your own pace understands that you understand how you can manipulate your pace to then change the pace of the defender and get to your angles. If you're just sitting here and playing slow, you're probably going to get sped up because you can't control all speeds. A good player with pace can control all speeds. Someone who's playing slow can only go that speed, and when someone tries to speed them up, they can't control themselves. So that's another gem right there. You can't just sit here and try to play slow and be like, yo, this is my pace. No, if you want to be able to play with pace, you got to have all your paces. Meaning whatever your 90%, 100% is, you got to be able to stay controlled in that. Then you also got to be able to remain controlled of when you're at 5%. Two different things. So like I said, though, you got to form shoot. You got to form shoot. You got to build the proper mechanics to be able to actually improve your shot and make it consistent. Because like those shots right there, like if you're doing that from this distance, you got some work. You got a long ways to go. You know what I'm saying? You got a long ways to go. I'm trying to tell y'all that if y'all want to actually build a good jump shot, first thing to do is form shoot. The first thing to do is form shoot. If I was able to tell myself when I started learning how to form shoot for about 2-3 months, and then start taking steps back, I would have did that. And I may have been a more consistent shooter now. And that's something I still do want to do now. Once I actually get this East Bay, no twin legs, get that dunk, I'm gonna move on and really hone in on my skill. So, make your own by implementing the exercise from your workouts. I make my own with your exercises. I mean, the ones I make are already structured really from top to bottom, except for like the ankle workout. Ankle workout is specific exactly that. You could just throw that in literally for an ankle portion. Some of the lifts that are full length, meaning like I'm hitting multiple muscle groups, I'll say just to do that. But if I just have one that's specific for something, like say the ankle workout could be a portion of a full workout, right, where you have a couple of other things in there, then you can mix stuff in. So you could also mix and match a bunch of stuff that you may know, you may not know. So like I said, though, you can even just peep the workout structure and everything. You gotta go steady. I'll catch you, elevation. I'll catch you. Learning from how to shoot free throws is a tough thing to do because if you start doing that, the distance you're shooting from, some people can't control that distance. So they're going to be shooting shots as to which they can't even control and actually build the good fundamentals for a jumper. That's a tough thing about that. Some people can, but I wouldn't say if you're just starting to do that. That would not be my recommendation. Now let's get into this breakdown. I got it, bro. When I tell you this is a hyper-focused breakdown, we talking about damn near one thing the whole time. Come on, man. I made sure of it. I made sure that I was able to just talk about this concepts as to which y'all could really learn. Let me find a bucket right quick. Let me get right here with it. Who was that on the sub? Oh, that was a Twitch follow. Bro, I still be getting Twitch follows, man. Workout. I'll peep it later. Off stream. I got you off stream. Yeah, let me get this there. Hold on, let me get this poster right quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. me get this. Boom. Hold on, I got that. Got that. Got that. Boom. Boom. Get there. Get that. Get that. Get that. Got that. Boom. One second. There we go. Locked in. Locked in. Locked in. Posted. All right, we about to lock in. We about to lock in. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? By the way, I need to emphasize this a little more. But only really remember the gems that apply to y'all own game. Right? Whatever applies to your game, or make sure you remember that. Take note of that. Take note of that. Let me also post this on the breakdown. Or post this on the Discord. Get that there. We about to lock in. We about to lock in. Clippers love matchup hunting. Bro, the playoffs is a matchup hunt. The playoffs is just matchup hunting, bro. And that's why I really low-key made this shit from start to finish. Because this might just be the best first round matchup. You know what I'm saying? This might just be the best first round matchup start to finish. So we're going to talk about the matchup hunting. We're going to talk about how they guard the matchups. Like how, as a defense, how they guard it, how you take advantage of those matchups, of those mismatches, of the disadvantages, what to read in those situations. Like little things like that, like from a person actually on the floor, right? Playing within the scheme of the game. You know what I'm saying? But let me get some water right quick, and we about to get to it. All right, this first play doesn't really have anything to do with mismatches, but I want to say something about Paul George, right? Because there's a misconception about someone like Paul George. So understand, right? When Paul George gets his handoff right here, what he's going to do next, he does not know. And when he ends up going downhill, he ends up seeing, oh, shoot, Derrick Jones is still behind. Daniel Gafford trying to cut me off. I got this gap to my left side. And y'all got to understand, if you want to be able to play smooth, the number one key is being comfortable not knowing what you're going to do next. That's the key to playing smooth. And so now when you see a gap, when you see an opportunity to attack, you just get it and you attack it as soon as you see it. It's not, oh, I already know what I'm going to do next because this move I worked on it and this move I know is smooth. No, I end up getting here, whatever I just end up feeling in that scenario, whatever I end up seeing in that scenario, I'm going to go and attack that. And a lot of y'all can't get comfortable doing that, which is why y'all can't play smooth. And now you're probably thinking, how can I get myself to a point where I'm comfortable not knowing what I'm going to do next? Playing at your own pace. Because when you play at your own pace and you understand your own processing speed, that's when you're able to actually see these gaps. And you're actually able to say in real time, without thought, without real question, to actually go and attack these gaps. So boom, that's the first gem off the rip. And we haven't even got started about talking about mismatches. Do you do collaboration with Love Have you on a guest on a breakdown episode of Hooper's Vendor to talk basketball? Appreciate you, Hoop and Select. Right now, not really, but I'm not really necessarily opposed to it. I have to see, but I'm just really I'm locked in on a different level right now. I'm locked in on a different level right now. So this is where the matchup stuff begins, right? And this is why the playoffs as a whole is just you love the playoffs, bro. And so understand this, right? When it comes down to playoff basketball, the best offense is attacking mismatches, because if you got somebody who can't guard, make them guard instead of running all these sets to which you could jump and counter. And so now in this Mavs Clippers series, this might be the most interesting one because you got James Harden, you got Paul George, Kawhi when healthy, you got Russ, you got Kyrie, you got Luka, all of these one-on-one players. And so in this series, especially from this game one, understand not only how the Clippers are going to attack a Luka Doncic, who is the elephant, but how the Mavs are going to guard it and how they're going to counter it. And so at this point in time, understand, when he's got Luka, you got Lively, who's flooding, who's on that same side, even though they cleared out that corner, even though Zubac has also left. And so now just watch the play that James Harden ends up making out of being in that corner, right? You got to also understand, boom, speed this up for a second, right quick, we're going to go back, but understand what even James Harden read, right? Understand what he's reading, right? We slow this down. Got to slow this down. But as soon as he gets this switch with Luka, and also you got Lively on this help, on this block, you already have an advantage. It's just about where is this advantage. And Lively now leaving Zubac forces Kyrie now to take away Zubac so you can't get this 2, which now puts pressure on Derrick Jones Jr. to now guard 2 and also PJ Washington to rotate as well. So now Kyrie takes that away. Derrick Jones Jr. still playing in the middle. I kick to the corner, rotate here. Swing, pass, Paul George, catch, boom, shot over the top. Now continue to notice how they're going to attack this exact matchup. Terrence Mann in transition, right? We're automatically scanning the floor for matchups. And in this scan, what do I recognize? Luka has PG. Oh yeah, tell him to swing that shit over. PG has now got it. Watch Derek Lively now, right? What is Derek Lively gonna do? He's gonna end up flooding to this side when Zubac now ends up leaving. And so what's the read now gonna be? The first level of the read is gonna be Kyrie. Is he gonna take away Zubac? After that, Derrick Jones Jr. But no need to go to Derrick Jones Jr. when Zubac already just fronted Kyrie right there in the middle. Boom, dump that down, and one, got that bucket right there. Let's keep it going. It's mismatch season. It's mismatch season. We got Luka once again. So now understand what's gonna transpire. You got Russ in the strong side corner. And so now Kleba is gonna be the one who's gonna flood. If Russ decides to cut, but notice, right? Russ is about to cut through, leave, watch James Harden. Watch James Harden. Go right back. Go right back to that corner, Russ. Even though teams mark you down as a non-shooter. Go back to that corner, Russ. I got you. Trust. Because one thing y'all don't know about Russ, he can shoot only at certain times, though. Like this. Harden ends up getting to his left side. Kleber's pulled all the way down to that nail. Kick to Russ. And this footwork is the footwork that Russ uses when he actually does make threes. And if you watch, you'll notice, right? Notice. Right lateral step in. Patreon members know about that. That's what the Patreon members know about that. We teach footwork, we teach terminology right there. So you can be able to apply this stuff in a game and be able to knock down shots like Russ does exactly with that right lateral step in. Third time, they're making all the perfect plays. And understand how this is going to continue to be layered. Understand now, this shit's still not done, bro. We're going to be doing this shit the whole time. Whole time, dog. Whole time. We locked in. Locked in. So now no longer being in a half court, notice where this screen is now going to come from, right? Ty Lue tells Amir Coffey, hey, set the screen up high. Set the screen up high at half court so we can get Luka Doncic on him early. Got Luka Doncic. And the difference about this play from all the other ones is not just the screen being at half court. James Harden now has this whole gap to be able to attack Luka Doncic downhill, right? And so now not only does he have that gap, but he has the option as well to be able to get into the paint and attack a defense that's not fully set like they were before, just playing in the half court. So now Harden eats up this gap. Boom, contact. All that space. You know I get into my step back. Shot over the top right there from Luka, right? Or on Luka. And now notice how that one was that screen was set at half court, right? You remember that? Now Amir Coffey on the step up. Amir Coffey stepping up from the corner. So notice how this is going to change Luka Doncic's pickup point, right? Luka Doncic last time, he ended up picking ahead of the line, right? In front of the three-point line. This time, he ends up picking up behind the three-point line because Amir Coffey came up from that corner. Luka was being a little lazy. So now Harden, let me just take a couple lateral dribbles, skip, shot over the top. First 2 threes of the game, knockdown bucket. We attacking the mismatch, right? And they cooking off of it, and they're not going to be done with it the rest of the way through. Yo, what's good? Turner, what's good? But peep this though. Hold on. Now we about to get into some other gems, right? We got a little bit off-topic gems, but they're still really gems. So you got to understand this about James Harden, right? So all the spam dribbles that James Harden does, like this right here, right? Understand. That's a purposeful spam dribble. Because when James Harden gets into this spam dribble, notice what's going on off the ball, right? Watch Kleba. He leaves through that paint, right? He's trying to find his matchup. And so now that clears up the middle. He has the strength to get through that leg. I see Kleba float before I can even get in front of him. It's purposeful spam, right? Purposeful spam. It's rare you see that, especially in emails. It's all spam. It sounds like spam for a reason. Like, this shit purposeless. You're doing that shit for no reason. But he literally just stopped here to buy himself time to read this weak side. Y'all got to understand, players like James Harden, they not doing shit just to be flashy. They doing shit to be smart. And now notice James. James was going off in this first. He built a great foundation for this game starting in this first. Especially hitting those first 2 threes. He got that flow right there. End of the quarter coming up. Watch James command the floor, right? James Harden about to be a floor general. Notice what he's doing now. He's talking to Norman Powell. Get out from that elbow. Norman Powell, all right, I'll leave. Whatever you say, man. You hot, you cooking, you got it. You know what I'm saying? You got it. Now let me get it. I got it. Now notice what Russ does after he gives Harden the ball. He goes to that left side. Harden faces up, scans the floor. I'm a left-handed player, and I always love to go left. So what am I going to tell Westbrook? All right, leave. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to leverage this side. And Klebe even looked to that side, and now knowing that side is empty, I got to make sure he doesn't get left even more. So what does Harden now do? He leverages the fact of that. Klebe is now playing defense, and now I'm working him down. He has to hit that foot replacement to get into that contest, worrying about me going the other way. Shot over the top, give me 11 in this first quarter. Harden cooking. Attacking the mismatch. Even though that was not Luka, Maxi Kleba still can't check me. Especially when I'm already at 8 already in this first. And now right here, I want to talk about defensively. The Mavs got to tighten up. Man. Mavs got to tighten up with this. Kyrie also got to tighten up a little bit. If they really do want to win this series. Because I feel as though the team that's going to win the series is just going to be the one who ends up getting those stops, meaning that preventing the easy ones, right? Giving up the easy ones, and then getting the ones that are just timely, that are almost lucky at times, you know, where the ball may bounce your way. The team who's hustling harder to get that loose ball, get the second chance points or something like that. I feel as whoever though wins that battle is going to be the team that ends up winning the series, because scoring is not really the problem, right? We did see the Mavs shoot like dog shit, but that's not going to happen every single game. This shit's not going to happen every single game. So just going into the next game, especially how bad they shot, this really should be a plus. I'm going to talk about that a little later, though. So little things like this, right? On the Mavericks side, this is unacceptable. You got this screen by Powell. Kyrie not ready. Russ comes down the lane. First play of the second quarter. Dunk. You just got to be ready. You got to switch those. Got to be ready and switch those. Those are plays that's going to hurt them. If they keep giving up those and the Clippers just remain disciplined defensively and don't give up a bunch of those easy buckets, it's going to be tough for the Mavs to win this series. It's going to be very tough for the Mavs to win. So now I want y'all to peep this. We're still going back to the matchups, right? We're still going back to the matchups. So coming down in transition, guess who PG now got? He's got the elephant. He's got the mismatch in Luka. And I'm not saying elephant to be disrespectful. It's just the term for the player who they're seeking out on the offensive side when they're on this side of the ball, right? So, boom. He's got Luka. And so understand, what is Lively going to do? Lively, he going to step over. And so now the read becomes the same exact thing. What is Kyrie doing? What is PJ Washington now doing? Because I got to see if I can get that 2 to Plumlee if they don't take that away. And if not, how can I force them to be able to rotate? And so notice what's going to go on with Kyrie and PJ Washington, right? PJ Washington is going to try to get into an off-ball switch right here. But you're not quick enough. PG the whole time. He's not up here trying to see how I could score. He's just reading his weak side to find the right time to throw a pass. And the second that PJ Washington steps over to take away Plumlee and Kyrie's still in the paint, PG skips that straight to the corner. Long closeout by Kyrie. Attack that. Boom, right there. It gets into that floater. By the way, that's the type of shots y'all need to work on. Right? That rip through, off the spot up, floater, playing off the catch. That Norman Powell type of game, you know what I'm saying? Tim Hardaway Jr. type shit. Y'all need to start working on that type of shit. And if y'all want to get better at that, link at the top in the chat. That's all we do in there. All we do. Workouts, drills, weight room, film breakdown, visualization, reads, all that shit's in there. Food for thought. Once again, PG, you got to understand. Because you got to, anytime you get mismatches, let me even say this. Because a lot of people have the wrong mindset when it comes down to mismatches. So understand, right? Y'all got the wrong mindset when it comes down to having a mismatch. It doesn't mean you can score, because if you're a scorer, you'll know that when you get a favorable matchup, the defense is going to be prepared. And so you're not going to sit here and think, how could I score? You're going to sit and look for the advantage you have. And so with PG now having Lively on him, what does he recognize? Oh shit, Plumlee right here. Let me scan this offense, right? Let me scan my team. Let me scan the defense. And he ends up realizing, he sees that Plumlee has Kyrie on him and PJ Washington right here with Terrence Mann. Now what are they trying to do, right? They're trying to switch this off the ball. And the second that they do try to make that transfer, make that switch, I swing that straight to Terrence Mann in that corner. And Terrence Mann get that lane going to that baseline. Reverse, he misses it, but he pulled in PJ Washington, and he did not box out Plumlee. And Plumlee now ends up going up and getting that 2 down here. So mismatches are not always for y'all to go and get a bucket. Mismatches are for your team to get a bucket. And it doesn't matter if you get it. You just got to make sure you make the right play by reading the floor. This player here is also tough. This play right here is tough as shit to guard. This play is tough as shit to guard. He got hit on the back of his head. He got fouled. But I want y'all to understand just the responsibilities in a situation like this, right? So understand, with this action happening in the middle of the floor, Kyrie's not helping, Luka's not helping. And now with PG being at the back of this action, Derrick Jones Jr. is told to stay attached. And so now that leaves Daniel Gafford guarding Plumlee. And now what is he thinking about? He's thinking about this screen that's happening with PG while Derrick Jones Jr. is talking to him. And so that leaves Russ one-on-one at the top with PJ Washington facing a screen with absolutely no help. And now Russ just has an easy lane, and he's forced to do this, which is foul. That's just tough to guard. Literally, you had no help. No help at all. No help at all, dog. Everybody was taken away. That shit was really crazy. That nigga all by himself. The second, like, bro, I gotta go back. Because he was cooked. Like, when you look at everybody's responsibility, he was just cooked. Because the second you even get touched, Russ is blowing by these all day. The second he even slow down to just this much, they're done. Luka tried to go over there and bait, but it ain't work. That's the best thing you could do, though, foul, because he would have got it easy too. So understand this. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta say this right quick. I gotta say this. And maybe this play at the point as to which I was watching, this one I'm about to break down in a second, it made me really think. It made me really reevaluate who is like the top 5, top 10 in the NBA. Do y'all consider Luka Doncic top 3? Because we've been watching this whole breakdown, right? Like, I gotta say this right quick, right? We've been watching this whole breakdown. We've been watching this whole game, and Luka Doncic is the main person who's getting scored on every single time. And so now when you begin to say who's the top players in the NBA, top 5, top 3, even top 10, are we going to not reward the players who play both sides of the ball and aren't the reasons they get scored on every single time? Because if you begin to look at the amount of buckets that's scored on Luka, even at his output on the offensive end, that shit's, even though his numbers do seem crazy inflated, he's getting scored on like a motherfucker, especially in the times of playoffs, right? When you're actually going against teams who could know how to pick all of this out, you know what I'm saying? Pull you out to the perimeter and all this little stuff. And so I was like, damn, there's a good like 7 two-way players in the league who aren't sitting there and getting scored on every single possession. You know what I'm saying? I went through it. I was like, okay, we got Joel Embiid, we got Giannis, Jokic. Even though Jokic isn't a great defender, he's not getting cooked like Luka out here getting cooked and manipulated and getting scored on. So like most people even put Jokic ahead of Luka. Then you also got Tatum who plays both sides. You got Ant who plays both sides. You got Shai who play both sides. You got an AD who play both sides. Not saying that they better, but we talking players who not sitting here getting scored on every single time they go down the floor. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few. Then you could even throw Steph in there because what he does does with gravity on that offensive side, that's a debate as well. Even though his numbers aren't as inflated, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to really think about some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even year 21 Bron, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, who's really up there? Like, it really made me question KD. I forgot KD. You know what I'm saying? So like, That really made me question. Thanasis top 3. That's crazy. Wild as fuck. He good off ball, but no good on ball. Is he really good off the ball? Like you got, I don't think it's all because you're there playing defense off the ball doesn't mean you're good off the ball. You're just not playing on the ball. You know what I'm saying? What do I mean inflated? Not inflated like, oh, I'm chasing stats, but the system is built so that he could be able to produce numbers at this output. I mean it like that. Not like, oh, you're chasing stats, you're stat padding, no shit like that, or like people gassed up more than it is. It's just that the way the system is built, you're designed to have this amount of numbers. So I meant it that way. So yeah, what was I saying though? Yeah, all because you're playing off-ball defense doesn't mean you're good at playing off-ball defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're really good off the ball, you'll learn how to get charges. You'll know how to get into passing lanes. You'll get a shit ton of deflections. Like, you'll do those little things. You'll be always ready to pre-rotate. And all 4 of those things I just named a part of playing off the ball, Luka does not do. So, it's not like he plays good off-ball defense either. You know what I'm saying? He should be able to, because it's not going to require you to have to move your feet at a certain speed and stay in front of somebody, but it's something as to which he just hasn't invested in. So, and by the way, I think any player has a capacity of being a good on-ball defender. It's just you have to learn how to move as a defensive player, and that's what players don't learn, right? They think, oh, he can move all this way on offense, right? You gotta go back to full screen, right? A lot of y'all think, oh, since Luka can move so smooth on offense with all this pace, all this shiftiness, he should be able to do the same thing on defense. But there's a reason offense is offense and defense is defense. They're both opposite, and the planes of movement are completely different. A defensive player plays bilateral, feet side to side, right? Trying to step, open up your hips, step, slide. Offensive players more unilateral, right? You're more in a sprint stance, more in that lunge stance, that split stance. You know what I'm saying? So it's a completely different pattern of movement that you actually have to go and experience. You have to go and get the reps in. You have to go and learn, train your body for it so you can be prepared for it. A lot of people don't even know that. So let's go back though. Luka need to lose weight. I ain't gonna lie, he lost weight at the start of the season. He put that shit right back on. Start of the season, Luka was slim. Put that shit right back on, gang. Put that shit right back on. But even understand this as well. Pete, the part that really allows the Clippers to take advantage of these mismatches is players like Terrence Mann, who get baited into taking these shots, and they don't take them, right? Instead, all right, let's get it to PG, right? Let me go and set this screen. Let me get 2 on the ball. Let me go ahead and slip out, and now we take advantage of our numbers. Get this to the weak side of Norman Powell. They pinching on help. Pump fake, swing to Harden. And finally, Harden took a jump shot without dribbling. Bucket. You know what I'm saying? So those players got to play smart. Terrence Mann, you got to play smart. Just get the ball to where you'll end up getting an advantage and not playing to their games. Should I DIY to score on? What does that mean? I low-key forgot. Hold on, peep this right here by Tim Hardaway Jr. though. In the meantime, peep this play. Peep this play right here in the meantime. So, there's a reason throughout this game you barely seen Tim Hardaway Jr. on the ball, because he could play good defense, right? He played great defense this play. From the start over here, got Harden loses right here, even though Harden does get back and regain his composure. Stays in front of that sequence. Now you get into this one. He makes his go, attacks left. He gets him to a stop. Still playing great defense. But what ends up occurring now is that Tim Hardaway Jr. fucked up right there contesting with that left hand. Because understand what that's going to end up leading to, right? A foul, but if you had to ended up getting here, and instead of going and contesting with your left, you contested with your right, you wouldn't have got into the space where he is getting up into a shot and has to bring the ball up from that right side because he's stepping back right and end up hitting his arm. You'd have already be able to sit right there on that release point with that right hand, which is also a better contest on a left-handed player. Right hand on a lefty, it's on the same side of their body. So now what ends up occurring is that you go at that left, you come across, and you come across his arm on that gather. Do it yourself in school, like keep the ball to myself a lot. You should make the right plays. You shouldn't go into the game intentionally always thinking I'm not gonna pass the ball. It's because that's a honestly for a vet like 99% of hoopers, that's a terrible mindset to go into a game with. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm not gonna pass the ball. I'm not gonna play good basketball. The priority, first and foremost, at all times, is to play good basketball. Make the right plays. Understand what you're capable of doing yourself, and trusting yourself in those situations. And don't try to play and don't try to attack. Don't try to take shots because of entitlement. Don't do that. That's one thing you never want to do. Don't be an entitled hooper. That's the worst hooper, bro. It's the worst hooper. So let's keep it pushing though. Hey Justin, appreciate that sub. Appreciate that sub. But let's get back here. Let's get back to this though. Let's get back to this. So notice PG right here, right? He's about to get into the post and got PJ Washington. He don't got Luka. He don't got Kyrie. He's got PJ Washington. And still understand what's going to happen. Lively floods over. This is just a favorable matchup. Not necessarily mismatch, but just favorable. Because they don't want to have the ball in PG's hands and let him get busy and go to work. So they're going to play this help. But this dive right here by Zubac is immaculate. You know what I'm saying? The way they spaced the floor, I'm pretty sure this was not too long after a timeout. Even though he smoked that, a great way to space the floor. And so now, just understanding that since Lively now has stepped over, Tim Hardaway Jr. has got to be the one to then plug and be able to help. And leave Terrence Mann on that weak side, which is someone you want to shoot, as we've even seen before. And so now Zubac just dives as soon as he gets that touch, before Hardaway Jr. could do anything. Faced practically no resistance, but he just smokes that layup. Just smokes it. Peep this. This is a gem. This is a gem. I just realized what play this was. Notice this right here, right? Peep Harden at the top. The second that Harden gets off this screen, they got 3 players who got to guard 2 people. Because you got Lively who has to worry about James Harden coming off this screen, and then Zubac who's going to come off for this role. Then you got Tim Hardaway Jr. who's about to step over so that he could plug when Zubac makes that role. And he was guarding Westbrook, and now he's going to have to take the second pass out if the ball does get kicked out to the perimeter. And now you got Dante Exum, who's now has to guard Powell or Westbrook. He has to take the first pass out and make that rotation. And so that only leaves Luka, who's guarding one person, and PJ Washington, who's guarding one person, and chasing Harden. And so what this allows for Russell Westbrook to do is that the person who's supposed to guard 2 and see both, I can see his back. I cut because I can't shoot, and I end up getting this lob. Disadvantage as a defense. Advantage for an offense. Numbers is the most important thing, and that was accomplished by something so simple as a ball screen. The power of a ball screen, man. The power of a ball screen. Crazy. Crazy gravity. Let me get some water right quick. Not sure I remember you. I told you I dropped a donut. You're Klay Thompson? I didn't know Klay Thompson be in the streams, bro. I didn't know Klay Thompson be in the streams. 2 games later, I dropped 26. One thing that really helped me was not looking at the defender guarding me, but rather to help defense. I'm telling y'all, bro. Y'all got to know what you got to see, and it's going to tell you everything you need to do. Simple as that. Once you begin to understand that basketball is a 5-on-5 game, you'll be able to understand, oh, shit, I don't got to worry about one person. I got to worry about really these other folk, because the one person who will be in front of me at the time I am right now isn't really going to be the one to stop me. You know what I'm saying? It's really going to be someone in help who's going to make you do something different. So y'all got to understand that, especially if y'all ball handlers. But here, transition. Something I got to say about transition. A lot of y'all don't even really fully understand this concept as well. Y'all fully don't understand this concept, but anytime, even in transition, y'all think, okay, you have an advantage, you have numbers, but even in transition, if you got a defender who's backpedaling, you got an advantage, right? You got to just simply understand that. Anytime you got a backpedaling defender, you have an advantage, because this defender is not set and is not ready for someone with their full steam, especially when they decide to use change of direction moves like that to be able to stay in front of you. And so if you just utilize these little misdirections downhill in transition, that person is going to be damn near, it's going to be damn near impossible for them to stay in front. especially at the lower levels. Some players will have great instincts, but most of the time, they're cooked. And now peep this. This score is actually crazy. This score, I was like, yo, the motherfuckers can't hit shit. They can't hit shit. That's crazy. But notice this as well. Finally, in the second half, they low-key got a little bit of life, but not much. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of life. I'm going to talk about like at the end of the game, like I said, but notice this here. Now on Dallas's part, this is an opportunity where you got to look into these future games and be like, we get gravity like this, and we're able to score having this type of spacing, this type of attack. Because understand, Luka Doncic has Terrence Mann. Now that in size, mismatch. He turns his back, he gets into a post-up. But they're sending help. But at the same time, who is the help coming from? Kyrie Irving, who's one pass away. And this is where it's going to be extremely difficult for the Clippers to guard and any team to guard. If you put your best player, your next best player, one pass away from the person you're posting up with, it's going to really make them second guess who you want to send help from. It's going to really make you question. It's going to make defensive rotations a lot tougher. So that's something as to which they could look to throw in a couple of possessions throughout the game, and it's going to make shit way tougher. Making the great content. I don't waste my time watching stupid YouTube videos anymore. Content of substance. That was my main goal, in creating content. Creating shit that's actually of substance, to where you could actually learn some shit instead of watching a bunch of people arguing about a whole bunch of nothing. You know what I'm saying? I hated being what I hated as a hooper was having to going to YouTube and going to whatever and not having any valuable basketball information to be able to watch. And that's what I hated. So I was like, damn, I know I'll fuck with this. So I was like, fuck it, let me kind of do it as I see fit in a sense. So boom. But let's get back to this though. I also started thinking about schemes, bro. I don't know. I low-key got in my coaching bag a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Coach Pat bag a little bit, you know? But I've been thinking about things like, okay, they could do this next game, or they could do that. You know what I'm saying? It's a playoff time, you know what I'm saying? You got to get really, really nuanced and focused. So with Paul George, right, he ends up getting the switch right here with Luka Doncic, right? But on the Mavs part, this is where we could really be able to prevent him from being able to take advantage of this and taking advantage of how we guard help, right? How we like I showed y'all with Lively, how we flooded over, how they had everybody stacked up and everything like that, is that you could do this right here. You make a switch, all Luka has to do at this point, cut him off one time. Cut him off once, just like you're playing a full court press, and then send that double. Send that double immediately. Because if you're able to just to cut him off once, you got to change direction. Oh shit, second defender. You got to panic and throw it out. You could buy Luka time to get out of that play. You know what I'm saying? You could buy yourself some time to be able to prevent yourself from getting stuck in a bad rotation. So that's just me. That's just my coaching mindset when it comes down to certain shit. I was thinking about the same shit when I was watching the Magic game. I was like, bro, I see the lineup, right? Let me say this right quick about the Magic. Y'all probably don't watch them, but just you're gonna have to watch them going forward because they're about to get good. So you got Suggs, you got Gary Harris, you got Franz, Paolo, and Jonathan Isaac. Those three right there, Franz, Paolo, Jonathan Isaac. They could guard 1 to 5, four possessions at times, right? They could all guard 1 to 5. And now you got Gary Harris, and now you got Jalen Suggs. You got to worry about, right? So let me just say this. Listen to what I'm thinking. So now, if you're in a situation where you got a ball screen, you got Gary Harris, or you got Jalen Suggs, you switch that action, right? You switch that action. Because like I said before, you got 3 players who are capable of guarding 1 to 5. Meaning that most times, however the floor is going to be spaced, you will be able to off-ball switch that if you do switch, say, a Gary Harris or Jalen Suggs onto an Evan Mobley. Because just by the numbers, 60% of the players on the floor could guard anybody. So you could literally cross-switch all these off the ball. Now, it takes a great deal of discipline, but it could be done. Because they're getting cooked when they're trying to sit here and play like a drop coverage or try to just play as regular. When you could have literally switch it again. It takes discipline, it takes focus, but it could be done. Especially when the floor is spaced the proper way. I'm putting my money on that. You know what I'm saying? Meet him halfway up the line. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him get all the way downhill to the rim. Stop him before the free throw line, halfway through the paint. Make that switch. Boom. trying to tell y'all, I be thinking tactics now. I'm thinking tactics. This playoff time, we really got to lock in. But now we got to lock in with this finishing shit. Hopefully that kind of made sense if y'all could kind of picture it in your head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even going to go too far into it, but let's get back to this breakdown. Let's get into this Kyrie gem, right? Look at this finish right here by Kyrie. I got to slow this down. I got to go 0.5 for the first time today. Got to go 0.5 for the first time today. Actually, I may have to go 0.3. I got to go 0.3 with this because this is really a gem, right? So understand, I ain't gonna lie, that's dummy slow. I got to go 0.5. My bad, bro. My bad. I'm tweaking. I'm tripping. So understand, right? Notice, in this transition situation right now, you may think Zubac or Coffee will come up and block Kyrie, but watch what Kyrie does, right? He jumps, he brings that ball to his right side. And now look at Zubac's right hand, right? That right hand by Zubac follows the ball to where he brought it to that right side. So now Kyrie can now bring that ball to that left and get it to the glass. That just shows as a defender, when someone's jumping, they just trace the ball. They don't think about where you're going to end up putting the ball. They just trace it to where it's going to go. And Kyrie understood the fact of that. If I show the ball this side and then I end up bringing it here, I'm going to take the hand that he was supposed to block me with to this side, and now I can lay over here on this side. Kyrie's a genius when it comes to finishing. Some of y'all don't even understand the defensive habits of players. Like, they'll just see the ball go one way, and I know you're not going to go here and shoot it like this, right? It's just a stupid thing to do. Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? But a defender is just goalable at these speeds. And it's only going to be the great defenders. You know what I'm saying? Like an elite rim protector who's going to understand, oh, where are they going to put the ball to then get it off? And I'm going to put my hand there every single time. It's only those people, only the really smart defenders, really good shot blockers who are able to do that. And so now you can literally do that trick to 99% of people, 99% of hoopers, because they're going to fall for it. They're going to trace the ball, track the ball, go for wherever you put it first, switch it, got the lay. Should have he just laid out off one? Nah, they're off two, shoulder hand. Because, I mean, if you went off one, it's going to allow him to track the ball, like I said. It's going to allow him to track the ball. And if you track it, it's going to make it stupid tough to be able to guard as a whole. So he could have went off one, but just options. I guess he could have went off one. But it's just like, all right, let me be sure. Let me just show him here. Boom. Kyrie, I got every finish. You know, I got every finish. Ain't no need to worry about what type of finish I'm going to do. I'm going to get straight to it. But notice here, though. Notice here. This is something y'all can learn from. Because this is the first time I even put this concept into words. Notice. Right? So look. Look at this move by PG right here. Right? Cross tween. PJ Washington ain't going nowhere at that move. And if the aesthetic of your move doesn't work, this is what you now got to go to create separation and create space. Watch PG. Boom. You need contact. You need to go to that contact. The mix of aesthetic and a mix of contact going to bring you into step backs and shots to where you can knock down and get buckets. You need them. You need them. If the aesthetic don't work, if that shit just don't, if it don't fool them just by seeing them, you got to get into their body, get them off balance, so then you can get that space. And now right here, Luka. Hold on. Let's talk about Luka defense. Let's talk about Luka defense. All right. So I commend Luka for trying to play some defense toward the second half. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, as a defender, that's not the range you're going to play with. And you probably anticipated a screen, but that's where you messed up, because you're going to try to go over a screen that's at half court with James Harden, who not shooting at range. You go under those, right? You got to play this defensive game smart. And so, good job trying, right? You just got to learn from it. And so, at this point in time, blow by. You got how many feet in the paint? You got 4 Mavs players, damn near 8 feet in the paint. Right? Kick out the coffee in the corner, that's a shot. So you just got to play a little smarter. I love the effort, though. It's a start. You just got to learn from it. As long as he learned from it, just give him some time. Just give him some time. And let me talk about Zubac right quick. We still, all this is attacking matchups, by the way. We still attacking matchups, attacking mismatches. And this is another opportunity where this is a favorable matchup for Dallas, and they got to attack this more. Zubac. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they attacked him enough. And if you attacked him enough, you could have got him tired to the point where he can't give them so much offensively. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how low NBA players making moves. PG 6'8". When he get low, he's like 5'9", crazy. That's the thing, too. A lot of people don't even understand that. The physical capacity to be able to get into those moves. A lot of people don't even understand that. So, I want y'all to even understand this as well when it comes down to Kyrie, but when it comes down to Zubac. I want to more so think about it in Zubac's perspective. So understand, right? When Kyrie ends up getting off this first screen right here, right? He ends up, boom, getting down here into the dribble pull-up. And now what ends up occurring, that's a tough jumper, but Zubac, that's my fault. Why did Zubac say that's my fault? Why? Because what he did here, he left room for Kyrie to turn the corner. And the second that he turns a corner, now I got to break my base. Nobody could get to his stop. He gets to his stop and get a pull-up. Now notice what he's going to do, understanding the fact I allowed him to turn the corner that first time, right? Notice this next play, because I know I messed up. So what am I going to do the next time? I'm going to end up preventing him from turning the corner. And in doing so, I overcompensate and leave that middle open. I leave him room to split. And he splits that shit with one hand and ends up getting to space and getting to a shot. Now, in this coverage, how can you properly be able to prevent him from getting that split and also prevent him from turning that corner? The one person I always just tell y'all to watch when it comes down to that is Udonis Haslem. Y'all probably like, Udonis Haslem, what the fuck? But I watched a good bit of some of his games. I'm like, yo, he knows how to actually play a hedge to where no one can split and you can't turn that corner. But he also is a lighter 4-man. You know what I'm saying? Today's game, he could damn near be a 5. But he was a little quicker on his feet. But just bigs need to watch him so that you can understand how he positioned himself, to how he started on tight to that screen, and then how he just led himself out laterally, led himself to a spot to where he could be able to beat that player and prevent him from turning that corner. And now right here, once again, got to go to sleep. All right, I'll catch you, bro. Westbrook is the GOAT. Westbrook is a GOAT. He is a GOAT. A lot of people don't want to mention it, but he is a GOAT. And remember, like I said before, though, a defender who is not set, a defender who even backpedaling, is at a disadvantage. Even with PG on Kyrie, he's not set. I could just manipulate his speed, his movement, his agility, and I create all this space before getting into a little free throw line pull-up. I'm telling y'all just got to get good at being able to not be so predictable when attacking a defender who's not set or a defender who's backpedaling. Use the fact that they're not set. Use the fact that they're already unbalanced to your advantage and use it against them. He's more athletic than you, so you can't watch his highlights. Doesn't mean you can't get more athletic, though. Don't mean you can't get more athletic. I didn't think I could get more athletic until I locked in and actually learned how to improve my athleticism. Not just speed, but vert, all this other stuff, movement, all that little stuff. So all that stuff, by the way, it's in the Patreon, top of the chat. Got to go join. PG-13 tier, gonna get you all you need for everything that relates to basketball functional strength and that mindset. So notice, right, though, with Zubac. Now, Zubac was cooking. I ain't gonna lie. We know Zubac was cooking. He had, what, 22, 24 or some shit like that? And now this matchup right here is also a mismatch because he's oversized in this area at the 5, and he is controlled when he does get to his spots. So that is a matchup in their advantage. But what ends up occurring on this other side, though, which is what the Mavs should take more advantage of, is this right here. Come on, man. You already know about to happen. Pull up. He had 20. I thought he had like 23 or some shit. Thought he had another bucket. Yo, Tough, appreciate that sub. Appreciate that sub. At age 50, he's more athletic. I'm done with these Arab jeans. Wild as fuck. But notice this as well. Like I said with Zubac. Like I said with Zubac. I don't know how you even say his name. I guess I'll just say Zubac. I think it's Zubac. We'll see. But now, even with Luka coming off this screen, 2 screens at that, look at Zubac. Look at Zubac, how far back he's dropped. This is something the Mavs literally got to spam. They got to spam. They got to make him run. They got to make him pick up. Because if you're going to guard like that, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Simple as that. And Russ was like, what the fuck is going on? Hold on, this right here. Look, peep this with Luka. Peep this with Luka, right? This is how you make a bad defender look good. James got Luka on him, and we know Luka's always going to be the person to get attacked. And so now notice what Harden does, right? Harden's about to get here, tween, boom, hits this tween. He's got Luka beat. He's beat, right? Get yourself to the lane, either finish at the rim, kick it out, but watch what Harden does, right? He gets here, decides to stop, slow down, and after he got him beat, he just lets him get back into the play. So it now seems as if Luka made a great defensive play, but in reality, you just brought him right back to you. All you did, you just brought him right back to you. So you should even have stopped right there. You just need to go. And so for players like Luka, you can't play with your food a little like this, right? You just got to go. You just got to go. Don't even try to seek this contact, because with that contact, you're going to get yourself right back into his body. And Harden did make the adjustment. He did make the adjustment a little later. So you're gonna peep it, though. Draw regular season fouls in the playoffs. Luka traveled. According to the play-by-play, he did not travel. That's all I got to say when it comes down to that, bro. They call it. They ain't call it. According to the play-by-play, they call it. Nope. Don't worry about it. Notice here with PG, though. Back again with this PJ Washington matchup. So understand, with PJ Washington, favorable matchup, and now we're going to play help according to personnel and also to get the ball at your hands. So watch Dante Exum, right? Dante Exum now steps up towards this elbow. Almost boxes and elbows everywhere, right? So now understand what's going to happen. PG, I got 3 to that right side. Why the fuck would I go to that right side? I got nothing. And now I end up going to his left side. One dribble, he digs, fake that into a pass. Now watch what Exum does on this closeout. Notice where he's going to step. He ends up going forward. Knowing that you want him to shoot, why would I go and close out to his body? I've got to beat him to a spot. Not just from the fact I know I don't want him to shoot, but also from the standpoint of he's not going to play into the games of me forcing him to shoot. So I got to beat him to the rim and take away that lane first before I try to go and take away the shot. So in a situation like this with Dante Exum, this first step can't go forward right there. That first step has got to be able to take away the lane so that then you could take away the rim, then you could take away the shot. So it's got to be lateral, then forward. Not forward, then back. Or forward, then lateral. You know? So now what ends up happening is that Russ gets into the paint, kicks to this corner, Terrence Mann for the shot in the corner, knocks it down. Wide open, by the way. He plays so scared in the playoffs, not gonna lie. And the thing is, there probably is more room for him to take over, but they do play crazy help on him, like I've shown y'all this far. Like they're loading up, like they're seeing more bodies. You got to read the coverage, so like he has more thinking to do. So maybe he's just not as great when playing when it comes down to having to go through that thinking. So ultimately, whatchamacallit? Playoffs is just, he may just already tailor off. He may just drop off a little bit. Josh Green and Exum need more minutes. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think, honestly, after watching this game, I believe they need more out of Tim Hardaway Jr. You need more out of Tim Hardaway Jr. He's your third best scorer. But he had, I don't even know how much he had, but I guarantee you he did not have double digits. He probably had 2 or like 5. He had less than 5. I do not remember him hitting a 3 or even making a layup. I know he smoked a layup. He might have had a donut. So, like, they definitely need Tim Hardaway Jr. to get some buckets. He has not been trashed this whole season. Not this whole, no, whoa. He was in 6th Man of the Year talks. And I'm pretty sure he still is in 6th Man of the Year talks. He's not been trashed this whole season. He has not been trashed. So, they need to start running shit for Tim Hardaway Jr., especially when Luka or Kyrie are off the floor. And he's with one of them. Get him into some pin down, some cross screens, some flares, some pick and pops. Like, you need him. You need him to give you about 12 to 15. If he could give you 12 to 15, Luka's going to get PJ Washington, them boys 8 threes, and he could end up even just getting some of his spot up shit. Like, if he's able to give you like 15 and even on a good night 20, it's going to be tough to beat him. It's going to be tough as shit to beat him. Tim is a walking bucket. Exactly. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a bucket. Exum don't need any more minutes. Walker 25% 3-point shooter. He shot like 40% this season, bro. He shot like 3 or like 39%, some shit like that. You may say he's trash, but that's when he got into the league. 35% from 3 as a guy who's supposed to shoot 3s isn't good enough. Be a third best scorer. In your opinion, watch him hoop. Watch him hoop. That's all I gotta say. Watch him hoop. Watch him hoop, and understand even what type of looks does he get. Are you even getting him his rhythm so that he could be able to shoot at a higher level, at a higher clip? You know what I'm saying? All right, now you disrespecting Tim Hardaway Jr. Now you disrespecting Tim Hardaway Jr. 49. Like I thought it was some crazy number like that. I just didn't know if I want to say it. I was like, that's why I went up to 43, and I was like, no way, it doesn't even sound right to say that fucking word. Like 43 from Dante Exum don't sound right. It's fucking 49%. Just watch Tim Hardaway Jr. hoop. If they actually ran some actions for him, some pin downs and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of sets, I guarantee you those numbers are gonna go up because that's how we need to get his rhythm. And they should do it, but they sitting here having Camp Corner and Camp Wing like he's the Dante Exum or one of them dudes, Derrick Jones Jr. and shit. Like, you need to get him his rhythm. That's gonna be the key to them winning games. They should have did this, and I don't know why they don't see it, but he's the key. He is the key, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. If he ends up, you got Luka and Kyrie who gonna give you like 60 combined, right? And then Luka's gonna end up giving the bigs about 20. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even more off these pick and rolls, off these drop offs. So now you end up getting like 80 right there. And now you end up getting, say, another 15 from Tim Hardaway Jr. That's 95. And then now we talking about buckets from P.J. Washington, Dante Exum. You could, boom, in the playoffs, you could have an easy game where you're scoring about 110, 115. And that could win you some games. You know what I'm saying? That can win you some games. And that's just on a light note. Kyrie give you 30 and all this other stuff. You know, Kyrie and Luka give you 30 apiece. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't watch the Mavs. Indeed, you don't watch the Mavs. The type of shot somebody takes dictates their percentage. Well, of course. But notice this here with Luka. Let's go back to Luka right quick. Let's get back to Luka. So notice, understand. I do, like I said, I do commend Luka for trying. You know what I'm saying, picking up, but you got to understand your ranges. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't be out here, you shouldn't be out here really playing defense up tight like this for real. But this is where you just got to learn. You can't get so horny trying to get steals, bro. You gotta relax, bro. You gotta relax. This is y'all gotta understand. As a defender, you gotta have self-awareness. Luka is picked up on James Harden, and you're about 1 foot in front of him, and you're not even past the half-court line. You too horny, my guy. You too horny. You know what I'm saying? I know you want to get back into this game, make plays, but you can't sit over here trying to get steals. You gotta play at your own range, right? Play your range, beat them the spots. Be disciplined as a defender. Once you're disciplined, that's when you can get those steals. Because you're not just going to, you pick the pocket of a James Harden. You're not going to pick the pocket of a PG. You're not going to pick the pocket of really hardly any NBA player. You got to stay disciplined. And that's the key. Even y'all in high school, it's not often y'all pick a player's pocket. You know what I'm saying? It's not very often you pick a player's pocket. High school, college, all levels. You're not going to sit here 2K stealing, 2K ripping everybody. So, you said, you wild as fuck. Wild as fuck. But Peter's defense by Zubac. This was great defense by Zubac. Notice, right? As a big, this is probably as good as defense you could play. Watch Zubac, right? Even though he's probably size 20s on, leading him to that left side. Boom, he gets back right, open up. He stops, he pump fakes, I stay down. And now, by staying disciplined, I got to understand. I got to go back from the top. Look, you got to understand. If you stay disciplined as a defender, you will get rewarded. You got Zubac on Luka, right? You probably think you about to get cooked. Watch the defense he plays, right? Boom, he takes him to that left, goes back right, breaks his base. May seem like he's cooked, but Luka stop, pump fake. I'm disciplined on the pump fake. And now he can't get a foul. He can't get a shot. I just got a hand up. He drops it down to Kleba. And now Kleba is the one that sells this entire play. And Luka gets mad because he took away everything he did out of Luka. He ain't get any credit for it in the stat box. But what y'all did get is a stop. You will get rewarded on the back end when you're disciplined on defense. You don't always get rewarded in getting the numbers, but you'll get rewarded on the back end. Not even just as an individual, but more so from a team standpoint. You got to understand that. Got to understand. Should just kept driving, draw foul. You try to get them pump fakes and shit. Why is exactly, bro? You gotta keep it a bean with yourself. Stop trying to pick so many pockets. Unless you out here just playing like pick up basketball games. I mean, shit, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no coaches, no real weight to that game except for winning or losing. And if you want to lose, go ahead and try to pick pockets. But yeah. But notice this right here, PG. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what was up with PG, but he was trying to get a body this game. He tried a couple times, right? So notice this right here. Tween, cross, watch where this ball ends up going on this cross. all the way out here. All the way out here. Notice, I'm trying to tell, like, if y'all really work on these moves, y'all gotta, let me say this. I don't even know if I want to say it, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Right? If y'all gonna be in the gym and waste times on move like PG, at least understand the details and the nuances when it comes down to hitting these size ups, tween, you get into a cross, don't keep that cross, keep that ball right here on the hip. You got to get it all the way out there so it can't get stripped. And by the way, you're probably not even going to use this move in itself because it's not in the sets that you run as a team, but you want to do it to be pretty. But if you're going to go ahead and waste your time doing it, at least know how to do it right. You know what I'm saying? At least know how to do it right. So he ends up getting here. Let me try to get a body. Nope. Nope. You know what I'm saying? It ain't those indie days, man. It ain't the indie days. Vert done tear it off a little bit. Hold on, I want y'all to peek this as well. Look, I want y'all to watch Terrence Mann. This is a gem right here. I want y'all to watch Terrence Mann. Notice, right? Look. Watch Terrence Mann's head, right? Watch Terrence Mann's head. He turns, recognizes the screen is coming. Watch what he's going to do the rest of the possession. This whole time, he's guarding Kyrie, but guess where he's worried about? The screen. So now Kyrie, boom, bop, hits a tween. Y'all got to start to leverage the gravity of screens to manipulate your defender instead of always trying to do everything by yourself. You got to. It's vital. It's critical. If you don't, it's going to be way tougher to be able to get past players and be able to make plays. I'm getting pissed off with Luka guarding the best players, guard Terrence. No, hold on. What I showed y'all before, I'm going to talk about it a little later, but what I showed y'all before with Luka guarding, like, whatchamacallit, James Harden, I don't think that's a bad matchup. I'm going to keep it a bean. I don't think that's a bad matchup. Because he started guarding him in the second half. But, look, y'all got to be very, very careful when you watch Kyrie take shots like this. Because understand, he takes that shit, moonshot, bucket, but understand the time and place. Right? Understand. Because, look, at this point in the game, they down 26. But not just that, you got 33 and a half seconds left, 19 on the shot clock, 2 for 1. So you're desperate to get any point you can. So don't just go in the gym and be like, yo, I seen Kyrie do that pull up off a hop out the right. I need to add it. You got to understand he used this shit out of desperation. And not off of, this is a great shot to take when it's halfway through the third, the opponent's on a 10-2 run against us, and I want to take this shot that I worked on that I see Kyrie do when they was down 26 with a 2-for-1 opportunity at the end of the third in a playoff game. He shot it out of desperation. If you take that, you shooting that shit out of stupidity. Straight like that. Now right here with Russ. I want to talk about Russ's footwork again. Because y'all may be the same way, right? A lot of y'all might be like Russ. Is that people say you can't shoot, but in reality, you can in certain situations like this right here. Watch Russ's feet, right? Watch his feet. He steps in, left, right. And if you watch Russ in all his makes, that's when he's knocking down shots. Left, right step-ins as a righty shooter. But the second that you now have to do something different, right? Something like this, where you end up getting a pass in a situation where you now have to hop into a shot, now you're uncomfortable, and now watch the miss that you get. Brick right off the right side of the rim, doesn't even get over the rim. Sometimes, if you're a non-shooter, you got to either understand this. One, you got to diversify the footwork you're comfortable shooting with, or two, only go to the footwork that you're comfortable shooting with, right? And especially in a game. In your time in the offseason, expand your footworks, but when the time comes a game, only shoot the ones you're comfortable with. You can literally mix the both at the same time. So understand those two things right there. That's my goat right there. Hold on, Pete, this. I got gems. Bro, this stream is gem-packed. This is a gem-packed stream, bro. Gem-packed stream. And mind you, this is just the first game of the playoffs. We gonna get, bro, we got 2 more months of these level of break. Oh my gosh. Let's lock in. Notice this right here, right? Notice. Look at Luka. He's calling a play, right? But notice his body language. He's upset that this happened. Notice what ends up occurring, right? They're not where they need to be. PJ Washington is late. But in him being late, it allows this play to work because James Harden is not able to get set because PJ Washington ran up to that screen. So now what ends up occurring, Luka is actually able to get here, face a drop, not worry about nothing, get a bucket. But the second that you now face an offense that is ready, you also face a defense that is ready. And so now James Harden is prepared to actually go and step up on this screen with Luka. So now you're seeing a body. And this is a rare occasion, right? This is a very rare moment. We're about to see James Harden play some defense, right? So notice, ball screen's there, chasing over the top. Boom, I circle, I'm getting back in front, funneling him down because this is playoff basketball. We got to play defense. But I can stop playing defense because Kleber's scared to shoot, stun at you, Plumlee chase on this, and now Luka got this catch with 4 seconds left at the half-court line. This is what effort defensively gets you, right? Understand, you ain't got nothing, got 2 seconds, shot by Kleber. Kleber been big bricks this season. So that was low-key weird of 2 plays. How one time they weren't ready, but it worked, but the next time they were ready, but it didn't work. And then Harden actually played some defense. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. And now this shit right here too. Y'all gotta even understand this. Y'all gotta understand this about PG, about hoopers as a whole, right? Look at PG, right? Watch his eyes. He looks to the right, and then he's gonna look to the left. What did PG see, right? PG saw that PJ Washington, Luka Doncic, Harden, and Westbrook on that right side, which meant that if I end up going right, PJ Washington on the plug. Now he plugs, Harden kick, Luka close out, swing to Westbrook. That's a 3. We don't want that shot. That's not the best shot we could get. But on this left side, what do I have? On this left side, I got a 44% three-point shooter in Norman Powell, and then I got Plumlee on that dunker, so Kleber's guarding the paint. And so now if I end up going left, where Kyrie's not going to help because our shooter, I got this right here, which is a pull-up right there from that left side. Buckets all day. Buckets all day. You got to understand, these scores, they don't look at their defender. They look at help, and they, as a byproduct, they see their defender. Another concept, bro. Y'all got to really understand. I got to go back for this. I got to go back for this. Look, the one thing y'all got to understand about all scores, they don't look at their defender. They just see the defender because they look at their help. This whole time, PG not even look at Tim Hardaway. So now, even when I hit this tween right here, I'm not even looking at him. I'm not staring him down the whole time. So now what ends up occurring, right? I don't want to go right. Set my way up going right. Boom, hit you with that tween cross. Go to that left where I want to go because I got way more space over here to get into this pull up and get to what I want to. Just a bucket. 2 concepts in one clip. 2 concepts in one clip. Gem, I got another gem for you right here defensively. Got another gem for you. So understand this now, right? So you got PG guarding Kyrie. Screen's about to come with Kleber. You got Plumlee in the drop. And so watch what Westbrook's going to do. Understand the fact that Kyrie is now pulled in 2. He's going to now pre-rotate to Kleber because he knows this is the only outlet. And now, this now also puts responsibility on Harden because he now have to guard 2 as well, right? Westbrook has to get Kleber and watch Kleber and Doncic, and then he has to take that second pass out, right? So now what ends up occurring is that he pre-rotates. Kyrie's still dribbling in the same spot. Harden's still in the same spot. And the pass does now get thrown to Kleber. And Harden decided not to even pre-rotate, which is what you should have done, and Ben got to the body of Luka literally centuries ago. And now Luka just gets a catch and shoot 3 and gets a bucket. Those are the ones as to which will lose you a game and lose you a series. The ones where he's just lazy. And now right here at PG, I want to talk about this with PG as well, right? Now once again, PG with another mismatch, right? And y'all got to understand this part about PG's game, though, is that it's not all predicated about being smooth. His game has a great foundation of being able to play off the spot up. So in situations where even though I do have the mismatch on me, I know they're going to load up 1, and the only opportunity I really have is to be able to shoot this right off the catch because they're already loaded up, and I already have a really good catch and shoot game. So his ability to catch and shoot is really also up there with the smoothness. And that's built his ability to be able to actually finish shots. Because if you can't shoot a shot stationary, you know what I'm saying, no dribbles, it's going to be way harder to take a shot off the dribble and do all this other stuff. A majority of the time, let me put it like that. Majority of the time. So even this here as well. A lot of people don't understand this about non-shooters. Paul George has Luka on him, who's doubling, and now they're going to leave Terrence Mann wide open from 3. But even though the numbers say Terrence Mann is 35% from 3, when you leave him wide open like this, that number is not 35%. That number now is probably around 40, 45, because he's butt naked open. And so what do you think is going to even transpire? In years past, he shot 39 even, so he has the capacity, and he knocks it down. Now, hold on. Peep this right here. Another mismatch opportunity, another mismatch situation. So notice, Luka comes off the screen, and now he ends up getting Zubac, right? But let me get some water. I'm looking dumb thirsty. Really notice the second half of the play, because he ain't going to have too much right here, though. So notice, right? Notice here. Now, Luka has Zubac on him. And watch Kyrie now, right? Watch what he does. He hip taps Zubac to see if he's going to flip his base. He doesn't. He's solid. He's disciplined. And now, understanding this, he's got to rescan the floor and see, how do I want to attack this mismatch, right? And we all know Luka's signature move, step back. What does he tell Kyrie? Leave, cut through, because he's shading me left. And now if I want to go left and get into a step back, I could use that. But what I end up seeing now, I don't got no step back. Let me lead him left, change direction, utilize my agility. Once again, for the second time, get into space, and now I'm able to get that bucket. Gotta play smart. Gotta play smart. He ain't gotta worry about nothing else because they was not loading up crazy to the point where I gotta force some shit out of my hands. NBA champs. I hope the Clippers, if I had to hope a team wins the chip, I'll go with the Clippers. But it's gonna be tough to get past that nigga Jokic. That nigga Jokic, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very, very, very tough. Let me say that. So this, right? You remember that play I told y'all about where Harden played right back into Luka Doncic, where he had him beat and he just brought him right back into the play because he was doing too much? This is how you got to beat that, right? You just simply got to do this. Make a go move. Do nothing after that. Just get by him. Low rip through, you end up getting a foul right there. Keep it that simple. But if Luka could be able to just to stay in front of that first move a little bit and get him to slow down, change pace, Luka could be able to have a solid matchup with James Harden. Honestly, no cap. He can. And also staying disciplined on the contest. So, and now this concept I talked about before. This is something the Mavs really got to know, is that once these players, PG, James, and Kawhi, when he gets healthy, get these switches, especially with PG, we've already seen the tendency for him to get into turnovers, to give up the ball, right? So he ends up getting the switch with Kleba. And so what ends up occurring, boom, like I said before, he gets to a stop, send that double. Send that double immediately. Have them help defenders be ready immediately, because it's going to buy time and just make all these outlets harder, and PG tends to panic in those situations. He's not the greatest there. And so if you just literally just hold him there, stay disciplined, you can buy yourself a lot of time. How to beat Gortat screen? I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that's possible. There's some shit you got to maneuver like way prior to. If 2018, if all this, if that, if this, if that. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. It's tough. But notice this as well. Notice this here, right? So throughout this whole game, you ain't see no guard wing PG Harden ball screen. And so now when this occurs, PG don't got nobody on him, right? And so this is just something as to which Ty Lue is just a genius for, to where you just save and conserve this type of action for later in the game when we need to get a bucket, because the defense doesn't know how to communicate according to this action. And so what ends up occurring, they both sit here and point switch to both PG when PJ Washington should have just stayed up. But what ends up even occurring now, he just ends up getting a pull-up three right there and then, which is absolutely atrocious defense. PJ Washington should have stayed, because that Kyrie Harden matchup is more favorable than the PJ Washington Harden matchup. So he should have just literally stayed attached to his body instead of being lazy and point switching to somebody who could even see you. That's point. Hold on, I gotta say this. This is crazy, right? This is wild as fuck. Look, watch PJ Washington, right? This shit makes no sense. Watch PJ Washington. You're attached to PG, right? He leaves. You point switch to a player who's in front of you who can't see you. That is pointless. And so now what ends up occurring, you end up giving Harden a walk-in three when you're trying to make a run with 3 minutes left, and now, boom, you got no more life. Come on, man. Wild the fuck. Who do you think winning this series? I got Clippers in 6 or 7. I low-key got Clippers. But like I'll say about the series though, right? This may have been an ugly game, but they're down 10 right now. And the Mavs shot like 30-something% from the field. They play like dog shit, right? So like, even though they didn't have Kawhi, this game, this stretch alone could bring you hope. You know what I'm saying? These are the things you got to continue to carry with you through the next game, so you could be able to finish out this series and not allow one game to define the whole series. Because you lost by 12, yet you shot like 30-some% from the field, scored under 100 points. That shit's gonna change. That's just not gonna happen every game. They're not gonna be bricking that many shots every game. So if I'm the Mavs, that's my hope going forward in this series. And that's the end of this breakdown. We're going to be live again on Wednesday. Another high-level breakdown. Another gym-filled breakdown. So make sure that y'all tap to the top of the chat. Go and join the Patreon. I got more breakdowns on there. I got workouts on there. I got lifts on there. The shit that got me a 40-inch vert. I've been meaning to ask, is it near impossible to play D1, D2 without playing AU? My parents find it too expensive. I would say, let me say this. It's not impossible, but like I said before, y'all worried about the wrong levels. I said this earlier in the stream. Y'all worried about the wrong levels. Stop worrying about what level of basketball you playing at and start thinking about the level of life you operating in. That's the gem of the stream. Come on, man. We about to slide out. Y'all, I got to say this shit one more time. A lot of y'all hoopers are always so worried about the level of college you want to play in. Stop worrying about that and worry about the level of life you operate at. Because if you operate at your highest level, you will then end up playing at the level that's best for you with the best fit for you. That's going to lead you to the best future for you. Don't try to go D1 or D2 and take these bad opportunities, even though you may have 1 or 2 scholarships from a higher level school, just for the notoriety of it. It's about fit. It's about what's best for you. So you got to stop thinking about, oh, I want to go this level, go that level. It's good to compare yourself to in terms of how well you want to be skilled, right? Be like, okay, I got to get this good, but don't be like it's D1 or bust. You know what I'm saying? It's high level or bust, because what the most important thing is getting the right fit. You get the right fit, you could even outplay at that team to then be able to move up and find an even better fit. Then they'll bring you more opportunities. But it's just like I was talking about at the start of this breakdown, where the same concept applies in basketball as it is in life. It's the law of blank. Being able to comfortably be able to not know what's going to happen next, not knowing what you're going to get next, but continuously operating in the present to then build yourself a greater future. These are transfer laws right here. This shit don't just lie within basketball, don't just lie within sports, it lies within life. And if y'all apply these same concepts of transfer, y'all going to really excel. You need to connect the same concepts you learn here from these breakdowns, you learn here from going to put the work in, you learn here from going to play these games, and apply this shit to your regular day-to-day life. Everything that you do, start to finish, from dusk till dawn. You know what I'm saying? From when the sun rises to the sunset, and even when you don't even see the sun, this shit is night. You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure you apply this shit every single day throughout the entire day. So understand that when it comes down to playing with, at certain levels. And also said this, they find it too expensive. My parents did the same shit for me. My parents found it too expensive. But since I worked hard and only worried about me growing and excelling as much as I can, I just ended up having the right opportunity to where I was able to play AAU for practically free for about 2-3 years. Right? I just ended up finding a team to where the coaches there was like, yo, I know you're trying to work hard. I know you don't got too much money, but we got you. We got you. Why? Because I worked so hard. Because they knew I loved the game. They knew I wanted to go somewhere with the game. And so it's not often you come across a player who has that much of a want, who has that much of a love. And so it just ended up being, we got you. Because if we aren't able to make this happen for you, you probably won't be able to get it. And now see where I am now. I'm not even hooping no more, but I'm at a level to where I'm even impacting y'all. And so y'all got to understand that as well. Y'all got to continue to operate at your highest level so then you could be able to produce these opportunities. And then you just got to have ultimate trust in God. And that's how I operate on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, though, I'm about to be out of here. James Harden right now is better than Philip. What you mean? Sometimes you don't even know why you want to get better. You just naturally want to be better. Because it's what's the word for it? When you experience growth becomes orgasmic, meaning it's at a level to where it's like, bro, this shit is addictive. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is like, I want to do this show all day. Like, I want to get better all day. Like, me right now, I'm about to go eat my dinner, but right after, I'm about to go read more books so that I can be able to learn more, pick up more knowledge, pick up more wisdom so that I can be able to further grow myself. I mean, go edit some clips. I'm going to go edit the video I need to post tomorrow. I'm going to do everything I need to do to be able to get to where I'm here to be. And so, y'all got to make sure you remember. Progress is like a drug. Exactly. So, y'all got to remember, though. I got to slide out. It's been 2 hours. Right, y'all gotta remember, sacrifice y'all present self and invest into your future self. And do everything you need to do to get to where you're here to be. So discipline or regret, you choose.